Alright guys, Monday night out in the garage. A little tight out here tonight. We've got the TR6 and the 3A side by side, so we've got a little channel to work in, and we've got the exhaust sitting here on the ground. What we're going to do tonight is we're actually going to try to take those Webers off. So we're going to take the linkage back off, and we're going to get the carbs off. I've only got them mounted on there with 2 bolts anyway, but the linkage will take a little bit of time to get off, so we're going to do that. We'll pull the carbs off, and we'll sort of get into the carbs a little bit, just take them apart, give them a good cleaning, and I want to see, like I mentioned before in a previous video, I want to check to see what kind of jets, what kind of emulsion tubes, what kind of chokes, auxiliary chokes, etc. are in these carbs, just so I know a baseline for them. So we're going to do that, so we'll come back in a bit. We've got the carbs inside the house on the coffee table. We got Micah giving us a hand, rebuilding the carbs. So we're going to take them apart, and we're going to check out what we've got as far as jets and Venturis, etc., and record those so we have a good baseline to start from. So we're going to get to it. Start taking. All right, guys, we've got the top cover off. There's the floats and the needle valve, obviously underneath the floats, and there's the sort of ancillary top items and the throttle lever. And the velocity stacks are off, so now we're going to take a look at the internals. And it's a little dirty in there. We'll take this out to the garage later on and spray some carb cleaner in here to get this junk out of here. But anyway, we'll go a little deeper. Alright guys, just before I get into taking the carburetor apart, I just wanted to show you the document I'm using. And this is sort of, I guess, the Bible for Weber carbs on the TR2 through TR4A. There's a lot of information on here compiled by Terry Ann Wakeman. She's got a very nice site, so if you Google Terry Ann Wakeman or Terry Ann Triumph TR3, you'll be able to find her site. Anyway, she's got a really good 18-page document here on understanding Weber DCOEs. So we're going to use this as our main document. She's basically got recommendations for all the settings for emulsion tubes, jets, etc. What works best on a TR engine, whether it's modified or stock. So we're going to use this, like I said, as a reference guide to see what we should have in this carburetor as a basis. So the first thing we're going to look at is the idle jet, which are these two here. So we're going to pull those out and see what we have. And I wanted to give you a quick shot of the carb cover. So they're Weber carbs, obviously, from Bologna. So they're Italian Webers, which is good. These are 42 DCOE 8s, number 4D. So there you go. Just wanted to give you a quick shot of the top cover and let you know what we're working on. So there's the first idle jet. I know you're not going to be able to read it, but it's a 50 F2. Marked here down on the sort of basically on the tip of the jet. So 50 F2. So we recorded that. We're going to look at the main jet stack, which are these here, these two. So we're going to pull those out and record what their numbers are on the main jet stack. So this is the main jet emulsion tube air correction jet assembly, and we've just removed it from there. We're just going to record the numbers again, and we'll come back to it. So the main jet is the tip of this. And it's 140 is the marking on the main jet. The air correction jet is up here in the middle with the small holes in it, and I can't find any marking on that, and I can't get it apart, so we're just going to leave that for now. But the emulsion tube, which is the middle part, is an F15. Way down there in that little hole is the accelerator pump intake discharge valve, and here it is here. And the number on that is a 50. Here is the accelerator pump jet cover, so we'll take that off. And here's the accelerator pump jet inside, and it's a number 50. And we'll stick that back down in there. Next is the starter jet assembly, which is this one here. I've already loosened it. We'll just pull that out if we can. and it is a 60F5. Alright guys, I've removed the choke and auxiliary choke, or venturi, whatever you want to call it, from the front of the carb. And there should be two numbers on here. There should be one on the choke at the back, but I can't see a number there anywhere stamped. So, and then the other one is supposed to be by the spring clip, which is here, and I can just make out a 35. So that's hard to see, but it's definitely there. Anyway, we'll record that. I figured out the number for the choke is actually down in the bore. You can actually see, I can read a number 32 on this choke, so we're good to go there. Alright guys, so we have all the numbers recorded from our carbs, and we're just comparing it now to the chart that's in the guide by Terry Ann Wakeman. So I'm looking at the factory fitted 42 DCOE 8s that were on the Triumph TR4 rally cars, and if I look at the numbers, they're very comparable to what I have in my carbs. So the chokes were 32. I have 32s. The auxiliary chokes were 4.5. I have 3.5. Now a stock car, stock engine would be a 3.5, so that's pretty close. The idle jets are identical, 50 F2s. The main jet's identical at 140. The air correction jet is the one I couldn't get to, but I'm assuming it's going to be probably around 150. The emulsion tube is asking for an F15, which mine is. The accelerator pump jet is a 50, which it's calling for. The accelerator pump intake discharge valve is also 50. And then the needle valve is a 2.0. So very, very close to the factory fitted 42 DCOE 8s for the Triumph TR3A or the Triumph TR4 rally cars. So that's kind of good. So I know I'm in the ballpark with these carbs anyway. So my car, just for information purposes, has a little bit of performance added to it since it was a race car. It does have a header install. It does have a increased compression, so it's got a shaved head, shortened push rods. It's been ported. The engine's been balanced and blueprinted. It does have a stock crank apparently. So anyway, it should work pretty well, I would think, with my setup that I have in the car, so we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, I think I'm going to end it on that note, and we'll get back to cleaning up these carbs tomorrow. Have a good night, guys.